Hey, YouTube Rando here. I'm unboxing the new Dehydrator today. We just went out and bought, well, I got it online maybe a couple weeks ago, and I'm just now kind of unboxing it. Now we went out and bought the biggest, baddest one we could find, the Excalibur GT 3600 Industrial 20 tray Dehydrator. Alright, I'm full of shit. We went out and bought the cheapest one we could find, and it was the Ronco 78-128, and I think it was $42. Now it was $34, and I got it shipped. I ended up finding it on Amazon for quite a bit cheaper, so I wish I would have actually shopped around, but I did read a lot of reviews on it before I bought it, and 9 out of the 10 reviews were just people blasting this thing to hell. It piece of shit, and it did this and it did that, and it just didn't work well. And about every, sorry about the shakiness, I'm trying to do all this one-handed, but about 1 out of every 10 reviews would be a good review. And I noticed that all the good reviews on it were from people that are novices. They're not experts in dehydrating. This is their first dehydrator, so I figured it would be a good starter. Now it doesn't have a fan on it down here. It's just a heating element. You got to rotate the trays. So it takes probably 24 to 36 hours to do dehydrating properly. So that kind of sucks, but like I said, the Excaliburs we were looking at were starting out at about 200, so I read some reviews on this one, and I figured it's good enough for what we need, just to start out and, get used to it, to even see if we're going to like dehydrated foods. I know my kids like the dehydrated banana chips and stuff like that, but one guy was saying that the trays melted on his, and he was making deer jerky. And then somebody asked him further down, did you rotate? And he said no. And they asked him, was it the bottom tray that melted? And he said yeah. So apparently you have to rotate these every 4 to 5 hours, which kind of sucks because it's going to be, I figured banana chips should take about 24 hours, maybe 18, something like that. But it did come with 5 trays. I don't plan on using more than a few at a time. And it came with a little book that I've been reading. Not a real good book. It didn't come with like a good recipe book or anything, so I kind of didn't like that. But I figure if nothing else, I can just look at y'all's YouTube videos and find some good dehydrating videos and go off those. There's the heating element. Now one guy actually took a space heater, had a little fan on it, a little heater, and hooked it up to the side of it, and he said it cut his dehydrating time in half. So we might look into doing something like that, but for now we're just going to use it as is and see what we can do with it. Now it don't even have an on-off button on this thing. You just plug it in, this element heats up, and they tell you if you can't feel the hot air coming out the holes on the top that you've got your food too close together or whatever. But I'm fixing to start doing some dehydrating videos. We're gonna do some fruits first and try that out, and I'm gonna try some garlic and shit like that. So we'll make some videos and we'll let you know how it comes along, and I'll tell you how this thing actually works, if it works good or not. Like I said, it's time consuming for sure, so I'm going to have to do it on the weekends, but I think I'm going to go ahead and start some bananas here tonight and see how they come out tomorrow, see if they're ready, in 24 hours, or see how long it takes them. I think the rotating is just going to be the hardest part, because you would think you would just take the number 1 tray and put it on top and then just rotate them like that till you get back down to that number 1 tray to the bottom, but that's not even how they rotate them anyway. That's not how they tell you to rotate them. So I'm going to do 3 trays of bananas for now, and just see how they come out. I know you do have to dip your bananas in something or they'll come out brown, black, whatever. But like I said, I've seen an infomercial on this before, and of course the infomercial is going to talk it up, but you know, they dehydrate everything that you could dehydrate with an Excalibur. You know, he even did like fruit roll-ups in it and shit, so we're going to try a little bit of everything. But like I said, first we're going to start off with some fruit, and I'm going to make a video on that, so that should be our first dehydrating video. Is going to be dehydrated bananas, and I'll let you know how it works. Thanks for watching, YouTube. Sorry about that, YouTube. I thought the video was finished, but I wanted to go ahead and show you what it looks like all put together. The trays just sit down on there, and it's got these adjustable vents up top. And they tell you go ahead and leave them fully opened if you're doing something with a lot of moisture, and close them up a little bit if it's a low moisture product. And here's the book, and like I said, it's nothing. It's a little bit of history on food dehydrating, and then here's how you rotate all the trays. Rotating looks like it's going to be a pain in the ass, so I'm definitely going to have to, if we like this, I'm going to have to invest into something, you know, like the Excalibur, or just something at least with a fan that only takes 7 or 8 hours. So if I do have to rotate, I only have to rotate once. But it, you know, it gives you a little timetable on everything and tells you what it should be like when it's finished. Leathery, brittle, very brittle, different shit like that. But it don't, you know, they only give you a few recipes, like, you know, the honey glazed bananas, apple pie. They just don't get real, you know, that's all 3 whole pages of recipes, and that's all you get. And then the rest of it's how to do decorations and flour and shit like that, or flowers rather. There's the fruit roll-up. I think you have to buy a special tray for it. If not, you have to cover the trays in plastic. And I don't know how that works, because they say, you know, if you can't fill the air up here, then you're not dehydrating the top rack real well. So maybe that's why you have to rotate so often, because it tells you every 4 or 5 hours you have to rotate. So, alright, YouTube. Thanks for watching.